Salesforce just made one of the boldest moves in enterprise software history. They're turning the entire platform into AI infrastructure, not better dashboards, not incremental AI features, full rebuild for agents. And here's the wild part. They don't want you logging into Salesforce anymore. AI agents are going to do that for you. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what Headless 360 actually is, why this is a direct response to the AI is killing SaaS, come on, and what it means for the future of Salesforce and software stocks moving ahead. I'm going to show you the exact trade that I've got on the trading platform and how I plan to make money in the coming months ahead. So is this a real problem? Is AI actually breaking the software as a service stocks? Well, let's talk about the real issue now. All right, AI agents can now write code, execute workflows, and replace entire software layers. So companies are asking, why do we even need SaaS platforms anymore? Instead of buying Salesforce, they could just build their own system with AI. That's the threat, and it's already triggered a massive sell-off across software stocks. So Salesforce has two options. They can defend that old model or completely reinvent itself, and they chose option 2. So what actually is Headless 360? Well, Headless 360 is simple in concept, but massive in impact. Salesforce is turning every part of its platform into APIs, CLI commands, and MCP tools, meaning AI agents can now run Salesforce without a human interface. No dashboards, no clicking, no logging in. Instead, an AI agent can pull customer data, update workflows, deploy apps, and manage operations, all from a terminal or another system. This is a key shift. Salesforce is no longer a product, it's more of an infrastructure. All right, guys, one thing I ask, if you haven't done it already, please hit that like button down below. It really helps to get the video out to more people. So thank you very much. You're certainly welcome to subscribe as well. We're at an all-time high for subscribers. And check out the link in the free Discord. It's free for now, free for life if you get in now. You can see all my trades that I put on each and every day, including the updates that I put on. We've got a great group of like-minded traders where we chat and talk about trades and we all make money together. There will be a monthly subscription charge coming up, so get in now and you're in free for life. All right, let's talk about the 3 core pillars. Now, number 1, you can build it any way you want. There's over 100 new tools that are released. AI coding agents like Claude, GPT agents, and Cursor can now directly build inside of Salesforce. Developers don't even need Salesforce tools anymore. Now, you can also, number 2, deploy on any surface. Now, Salesforce separates what the agent does, where it shows up, so that you can deploy the same AI agent to Slack, Teams, mobile, ChatGPT, anywhere. Now, one build goes everywhere. Now, number 3, trust at scale. This is critical. AI is probabilistic, and enterprises need deterministic outcomes. And Salesforce created Agent Script, a control layer, testing plus evaluation systems, and they've even got A/B testing for AI agents so you can determine which one's best. Now, this is how they make AI usable in real business environments. And that's just what companies want. Now, here's something that most people don't realize. Early AI agents in enterprises were constantly breaking. Now, one change and everything breaks. Companies were afraid to update them. That's a huge problem. So Salesforce built a system that combines deterministic logic, like software, and also AI flexibility. Think of it as controlled autonomy. That's what enterprise AI actually needs. Now, Salesforce identified 2 major AI systems or architectures. There's customer facing or controlled, and that has strict rules. It's brand safe and predictable. And number two, employee facing or autonomous. Now that is open ended, it's self improving and exploratory. So AI explores, fails, retries, and solves. Both run on the same platform, and that's a big deal. All right, let's talk about the business model shift, as this might be the most important part for investors. Now, Salesforce is moving from per seat pricing to consumption based pricing. Why? Because AI agents, not humans, are doing most of the work now. So charging per user doesn't make sense anymore. This is a complete economic shift. All right, let me give you my final take, and then I'll show you the trade that I have on the trading platform. So, first of all, Salesforce is not defending SaaS. No, they're totally dismantling it and rebuilding themselves as the infrastructure layer for AI agents. The bet is simple. If AI replaces software, Salesforce wants to be the platform that AI runs on. Not everyone will pull this off. Execution risk is a little bit high, but I don't think for Salesforce, they're already embedded with their customers and they've got the data, and it's very difficult to replace a CRM if you're utilizing it. But this is one of the clearest examples of an incumbent adapting to AI and not dying from it. All right, guys, I'm going to place a poor man's covered call today right on the platform for you live, so you're going to see how it's done. But you can see the stock price is up 1.26%. It's trading at 183 right now. I don't have any Salesforce positions on right now. And if we go to the right here to the chart, you can see it's been down quite a bit. We're in the middle of the Bollinger Band. We've got the 50 trending below the 200-day, but to me, I mean, there's a lot of support right here, and I'm not worried at all about Salesforce going forward. If we go right here, we can look at the fundamentals, financials right here. You can see quarterly, the balance sheet and income statement, revenue, net income, and assets, liabilities all increasing quarter over quarter, year over year, and then being a software stock, obviously their margins are high. You can see 78%, unbelievable. Let's go back to the trade page. And you know what? Before that, let me show you real quick. If we jump in, look on the chart. Here's trading view, and you can see, look at this. It's been trending up since 2016. They've been killing it. Mark Benioff, the CEO, is incredible. But look at this. They're way down below the trend line right now. So this is where the SaaS stocks have gotten beaten down and killed by the AI narrative right now, which we just talked about not being true or the case. And Salesforce is actually benefiting from it. So to me, it's an unbelievable buy right now in a lot of different Salesforce or a lot of different software stocks. I like ServiceNow and Adobe as well. I've done videos on that, so check those out. But if you look right here on, let's go to the summary on Yahoo Finance, and you can see 183. If we look at the 5-year chart, look at that pullback, and such a strong stock. But they've got a 1-year target, the analyst, of 268. And again, it's at 183 right now, so they've got upside as well. If we go to the stats page, you can look forward PE of 13 for this, for a grower like this. That's incredibly cheap. Now, pay attention to these three numbers, and I'm going to show you my breakdown and what I've got as a target as well. But revenue, 41.52, and net income, 7.46, and then implied shares, 84 or 937 million. So I've got my spreadsheet. If you want this, comment down below and I can send it to you. But 41.52 right here in current revenue, current net income, 7.46 billion, and then shares outstanding, 937 million. That gives a 1-year target price of 267, 2-year of 321, and 385. And that's based on a 12% growth and 20% net income growth, which is very conservative over the next 3 years. Now, if you look at the analysis page, you can see they beat the last 4 quarters in a row. Revenue and earnings increasing. And then the growth, look at this, 13 double-digit growth. I think 13% is low, actually. But to me, unbelievable stock right here. I'm going to go out close to 2 years. So we can go out to December or January. Let's look at January. And right at the 170 for calls are on the left, puts are on the right. So we go right here and buy that. It's the 65 delta. I like this. 4770. Let's see if we go 518. It's yeah. I like the 2 years for 4770. And if you were to go back 1 year, look at the price for it. Here's 1 year, 3795 versus 2 years. 48, so for another $1,000. So it makes sense if you're going to keep it long term and it's way undervalued. I like the 2 years. Then you don't get hit with the time decay at all for $1,000 more. And I'm going to collect basically $500 a month, I believe. But let's check it out. Okay, so we've got this at 48.80. We'll close that up. Close all these up. Why are they all open? I don't know. Okay, and we can go to May. I'm going to go out to June because we've got earnings, so there's going to be more premium. So we're going to go out 62 days. And then what I'll do is sell monthly calls against it as it moves up. But we can go right now. We're trading at 183 today. We can go right here out to the 210 and collect $470. So almost $500. And we're going to sell that. It gives us it's a 26 delta. So that's a 74%. You subtract that from 1. Probability that's going to stay under 210, and we're at 183 right now. So we can go boom. As soon as we hit this at 480, it's gonna take it off here. It's gonna subtract it. Boom, 43.77 mid price. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that. To me, this is a no-brainer. Let me make sure we get filled here. 44.15. See if that'll do it. There we go, filled. All right, guys, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on these stocks and what you're trading now. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and join the free Discord linked in the pinned comment down below. It's free now, free for life if you get in now. There will be a monthly charge coming up, so make sure to get in now. Be sure and watch this next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.